everybody, Pork Chop Messiah here, back again with another episode of Things You Do When Your Wife's Not Home. Today it's going to be a quick and easy project, not your typical thing that I usually do, but it is Christmas season, so it is timely. Last year I bought some of the Home Depot decorations. They are giant ornaments. They look like Christmas balls, and the only thing that's not cool about them is they are not lit. During the day they look great, but at night you can barely even see them if they are not surrounded by other lit things, and even then it just doesn't really add much to your yard display. So I took another trip to Home Depot today, and for this year we're going to try and hack a retrofit of a light into it. So I picked up a couple things at Home Depot. I got a cheap extension cord, I got a couple of LED bulbs, and I got a couple of bases for, this is for a candelabra, but basically if you just match the bulb with the base, all the stuff is in Home Depot. The bases are in the department with the lighting for repairing a lamp and such. So I'm going to open up some packaging and we're just going to get to it, and this shouldn't take more than 10 minutes to fabricate your lit hack for your Home Depot decorations. Alright, so I've got my packages open. I have my outlet. This is the package it came in. I bought 2 packs because there's 4 of these ornaments, 3-pack of bulbs, and a couple of extension cords. So I've already stripped off the end. I've cut off the plug side of the extension cord, and we're just going to real quick wire this up. Also, on my list of things to do today is I have to repair some inflatables. I really wish those things came with some sort of a wind rating, because one breezy night and I got a bunch of inflatables that are torn. I also had one that was brand new last year that after one season it doesn't work. I'm going to take that apart and see if I can get that fan motor working, but it worked when it was put away last year, so I'm not really sure what's going on with it. But that is one part of my decorating scheme that it's hit and miss year to year, because you never know when you take the stuff out of the garage whether any of this stuff's going to be usable. I'm pretty sure all of it's related to water. Even the stitching that's tearing, I think that's because over the season that they're being used, a lot of water still gets inside them, and I think that just kind of rots out the stitching on it. But either way, they don't last very long in the first place. But here we go. This is now wired, and what I did today was on my 3D printer I printed out a couple of discs, and what I want to do is I'm just going to put the bulb through there, and when we screw it in, now this is going to lay inside. I just wanted to keep it off the base of the ornament. And what I'm going to do is you can just electrical tape, I'm sure, around this area here, and you can just plug it in real quick and see if it lights up. See, there we go. Okay, so this is a 40-watt bulb. That's what, or no, actually it's a 60-watt bulb. It actually is not. It's rated as a replacement for 60 watts, so it doesn't consume a lot, but again, it is going to consume a little bit more than your average string of Christmas lights, I would think, even though it is LED. But what we're going to do is we're going to router a little notch in the bottom of the ornament, and then we're going to stick this guy inside it, and that should be good to go, and we'll have a nice lit ornament now. Alright, so I'm here shrink tubing this. I had some laying around from another project I was doing, so I figured why not, it'll just make it a little bit nicer, but I'm sure electrical tape would not be any kind of a problem with this. I'm pretty sure these things are not going to get full of water, and listen, like I said, my Christmas lights get soaked in rain and snow every year, so while it's not ideal to have things getting wet, I don't think in this particular application it's going to be a big deal. So let me just heat this up a little more and shrink it on, and then we'll be ready to do a little bit of wearing out of a hole in the bottom, and that should be good for that. Let me let this thing cool down real quick before I slap it together. And my rework fan here has got to cool off a little bit before I shut it down. But what we're going to do in the meantime, while that's cooling off a little bit, we're going to take the screw out of the hinge here. Okay, and if this doesn't come apart, this one's coming apart really easy for me, but if they do have a little bit of an issue coming apart, just be gentle, especially if this thing's been outside for a while, because it'll be brittle. You don't want to shatter this thing after you spend some time getting this thing together. So we got a little bit of separation here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a Dremel, and I'm going to wear a hole right here so the cord fits in. You could probably use a drill bit or anything really. I mean, but you just want to make enough room for the cord, and then we can stick this thing inside, and we should be all set. Okay. That's all you need, just like that. All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to sneak that wire around the hinge. Let me get my parts all together here so I'm not prepared. Okay, so we got the light bulb, we got the little disc I made. Now you can, if you don't have a 3D printer, I'm pretty sure what you could do is you could put a 2-liter soda bottle, cut it in half, and set the bulb in there, and have a wider base on the bottom. You could cut a gallon jug apart. There's other ways to do this. I just did this because I was fooling around with my printer today. But we just want to stick that in there. All we got to do is get him inside here. Bulb in first. Get that in. Okay. Now we just want to work the cord past this hinge. You could take the thing completely apart. I just didn't feel like messing with all of it. And just make sure your cord lines up with the notch that you just cut. And just slip it all back together. Hopefully it goes together easily. This one looks like it's going to give me a little bit of trouble, but not the end of the world. There we go. Got that right on the notch, got that there. Just going to smack it together a little bit and put the nut and the bolt back in, and we should be good to go. Alright, back together. I'm going to kill the lights and we'll plug it in and we'll see if this is a successful little hack for our Home Depot decorations. Looks pretty good to me. We'll put this back outside and we should be all set.